Hello, everyone. Today we are doing a special live, and I have my co-host Anna Bromington. Um, Hello, Anna. Uh,
Hi.
so we are doing this live today from Neurodivergent Business Club. So we named it ND Business Club. There is a special reason to bring this club to the people and to the audience. And we will talk about a bit more about that. And before I dive into details, I just wanted to let all the audiences know that this club is for neurodivergent people, and we will support local, national, and global businesses through our initiatives to engage them and to steer them to growth. So, Anna, we are working together for like many months now
Yeah.
with this Andy Business Club. Can you introduce yourself, and then I will give my introduction to the people.
So I'm Anna Bravington. I'm innovation director. I forgot who I was then. That's the ADHD brain for you, see. Innovation director at Fair Innovation Centre. And one of the things I've been wanting to do was something around neurodivergence for a while. I met Dr. Shah, who also wanted to do something. So it was fantastic to at the centre start some in-person events for neurodiverse business owners. And my job here is to support all businesses, and it just made so much sense to be part of ND Business Club.
Yes, because we met together, I think, a few months back, and we were talking about neurodivergent and neurodiversity.
Yeah,
Both of us neurodivergent, and we
yeah,
feel for neurodivergent, and we cater for neurodivergent, and then we come up with yes. I have, as all the viewers, you know that this channel is dedicated to neurodivergent business consortium, and we do regular programs. And I used to do programs on in person at the Portsmouth University, and I felt that doing program in one specific location is not fulfilling my desire. So, and then I started the online program because I wanted to engage more people what I do and let people know. So there's one initiative I would say that we met together at the Fairham Innovation Center. I know I then talked to Anna, and we buzzed. And then we thought that, okay, why don't we bring a business club within our initiatives and do very specific things? Because Neurodivergent Business Consortium, we do broader things. But to be very specific, to be very niche, we need something else to work on. And then I talked to Anna, and then we created this new ND Business Club. So we will have a mission and vision. So Anna, if you could tell the audience a bit more what we wanted to contribute.
yeah. I think the one thing that particularly came from our first meeting, and talking about being neurodiverse, was that sometimes you felt a bit on your own. So everyone around you maybe didn't think the same way as you, didn't act the same way as you, and there's some outdated perceptions of neurodivergence as well. So you came up a lot, we came up a lot against a lot of barriers as well. And when I met Dr. Shah, we're like, oh, you understand, you get it. I also have a son that's autistic as well, and when people get it and they know and they understand neurodivergence, it makes it so much more comfortable. I feel like you can be yourself more. I know a lot of people, when they either own a business or work, they don't tell anyone they're neurodivergent. In fact, I didn't for a long time because I was a bit worried how people would react. And so we wanted this to be a really like lovely community, a warm community of people that just get it. You know that you've been up against barriers, that you have this amazing brain that, my brain, I have ADHD, and it's creative and it sees the big picture and it looks at things a different way. And that's such an asset to businesses.
Mhm.
So it's about, that acceptance of understanding each other and just feeling like you've got some support around you and some friendly faces that really get you.
Yeah, I totally agree with you because mostly when the society weren't ready because I've been seeing different societies. As my origin is Asia, I migrated to here. I'm an immigrant here, and I have seen so many different type of eyes and views. So in that way, I wasn't afraid of anything, because a person brought up in Bangladesh and then migrated to an immigrant and international students, and then established my life last 21 years here. It was different. But what I felt that, what is my true self? Because if I do not believe on me, if I do not let people know who I am, then I'm no more. So that's why I struggled. I fought for many years. Now societies, they're recognizing the new division, because it was clicked when LinkedIn and Richard Branson was leveling it up, that it's a superpower. So now when people see neurodivergent people, they think, okay, we have a superpower. On my opinion, I don't think that we have superpower, but we have some tactical things that we can do things different, and we can achieve things differently if right support is needed.
Yeah.
What do you think
that's
about that?
That's a huge thing. Yeah, it's a huge thing. One of my favorite books is Rebel Ideas by Matthew Syed, and a huge bit of what he talks about is diverse thinking and diverse cognitive. Different people have different brains that do different things better, and the one thing that he talks about throughout the book is that the businesses that embrace cognitive diversity, not just sort of neurotypical neurodivergence, but all areas of cognitive diversity, are the most successful, because you need people to think differently, to bring in different perspectives. And so that's what a neurodivergent brain can do. It can bring in different perspectives. I have ADHD, you have autism. So, even across neurodivergency, you and I think differently as well. So, it's not just just not one person thinks, I think people need to sort of, that aren't neurodivergent don't need to know it's a spectrum. So from a business perspective, actually having brains that think differently is absolute plus point to it. You should have it. And, I really wanted people to know that.
Sorry, I think we have a technical issue.
Just
give me a second. Yes, I think we just had it. My internet is slow, so just give me a second. We are just having a technical problem. Yeah. Sorry, I was just about to add the slides for end of the session. That's the problem. When you do multitasking, you require some problems. It was one of the neurodivergent tendency that, okay, you prepare for the ending. But anyway, it is sorted. So you were talking, sorry, Anna, for the interruptions.
No, that was fine. I'd finished. So, but it was just that, having people think differently is so valuable to businesses. And I know that you're saying it's not a superpower. It's strategic differences in thinking to bring lots of points of view to a business, to make it more well-rounded. You don't want everyone, they call it homogenous thinking, where everyone thinks the same and, everyone says yes to the same things. You want people to think differently, and neurodivergent brains are wonderful at thinking differently. I know I certainly think differently to most people.
Yes, so we have another incident today. Our guest speaker, his laptop crashed, so he's sorting that out. So we will continue our conversation. We will continue our conversation until he sort his technology out. Yes, that's the thing, because people might say that we have superpower. Some people they admit that we have superpowers, but as I said, yes, maybe it is a superpower for some people, because if you don't believe that you have superpower, you cannot achieve your success, because there's this steering steering thing that will steer you to get this success. So if some people, they believe that neurodivergent people, they are superhuman, I respect them, as well as people like me, that we think that, okay, we don't have superpower, but we have something specifically, a genetic mutation that makes us different, to work differently, to think differently, and achieve differently.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
this is the,
Absolutely. No, 100% agree. And the thing is, you know, I don't mind admitting that I find my ADHD a struggle too. You know, I think that, you know, we build up a lot of the superpowers, but there are difficulties. You know, I really struggle. My memory is terrible. You know, I really struggle with organization. I mean, from the outside, you know, I've got to 44 years old and I managed to mask a lot of it. You know, people think I'm really organized and that, you know, everything's fine, but everything is a strain because I'm doing things that are not natural to my brain. And you know, I went through Access to Work recently as well to get help with, you know, support as well. So it's understanding we've got superpowers, but to access those superpowers, we need support as well, because, you know, with the support, you know, with, you know, that extra help, you know, I love things like, you know, for Access Work, I got sort of mind mapping software and dictation software that helps me express myself better. So it was, you know, that I think people want the superpowers without actually offering the support as well. So, you know, there needs to be a recognition that sometimes we need a little bit of help and we need a bit of support to fully realize our full potential and access it. You know, where I work at Oxford Innovation, they're incredibly supportive. My role is very well designed for an ADHD person as well. Lots of coaching and ideas, and they're very, very supportive. And some roles, they don't make the most of neurodivergent people, because I've been in previous roles where I haven't had the support, and I've found it an uphill struggle to use all of the qualities that I have, because they've been squashed, or I'm too busy dealing with politics or something to be able to fully use them, and I've got burnt out. So making sure that, you know, the environment is right to really get the most of it out of your people as well. I don't know if you agree with that, Dr. Shah.
I totally agree with you, because as I said, I have seen different types. If I compare those systems, when I was born, or when I was raising myself in Bangladesh, the situation and the settings there and the situation and settings here is totally different. And people over there, they don't really care about if you have neurodiversity. So there is one thing: you are a human or you are mad. So if you have neurodiversity, they will cluster you as mad people. So you are not like a human. So you are different there. Still, if they know that if people have ADHD or autism, mostly, they will say, okay, he's mentally disabled, and he cannot do anything, or the person. So it's different. And when I came here, it's different, because here, still people will see you differently if you have neurodiversity. In the UK, the people, the views and other things are not, it's gradually changing as we are working towards it. And there are lots of successful people now in the community with neurodiversity. So the viewpoint is different. But all those people that I'm working with neurodivergent people at least 15 years now, and when I see that the most of the people, even they did not know that neurodivergent, so they created a support mechanism for themselves. Like myself, I created my support mechanism by myself. Like, okay, if I wanted to succeed, then I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that. That way, with a specific support mechanism, I reached here. But if I wouldn't have any support mechanism within me, or support from local government, or support from community, then it's a struggle. And that's why you are totally right. Because if specific support, if we can tailor to neurodivergent people, they can be brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree. And it's, you know, I think that's the one thing that, you know, one of the things I'd love to get out of this community is just to help people get those, you know, like you said, that support network, because, you know, we can be part of that and help people. And, you know, a lot of the stats I read are that, you know, there are more neurodivergent people as entrepreneurs than there are in the sort of general population. So, you know, this key of maybe it's because we can't find workplaces that are are supportive enough, and though we go out on our own, or maybe it's because a lot of us have this lovely overarching view that we can see things differently, so we want to be entrepreneurs to follow our visions, but there are more. So I'm hoping that we can be that support network, like you said. It'd be brilliant.
I totally agree with you, because that's why, to the viewers, we have created ND Business Club for you to support people and for you to get supported, because we have specific needs and we have a specific niche, I would say, and we can combine those things if we can support each other. So to the audience, thank you very much for joining today's live webinar. And I'm Dr. Shah Siddiqui, and we have Anna Brumington, and we both co-hosting these events, and we just can share some of the information because our guest speaker is still unavailable due to his crash. So okay. I think we will continue our conversation. If he can join in, then we will talk to him. But to let all the viewers that our events is divided into portions. The first portions, we're going to be catering a training, specific training for you to informed, or for you to gain knowledge. And the other half, we will talk about the specific problems and solutions and others. And we will invite many other guests, because we can have up to 10 guests together. But I think we will not have 10 guests, because there could be too much of people joining together and talking together. So we will, as this is our first program, we will see how well we can organize our future events, and we will broadcast every second Friday of each calendar month. And we are planning to do maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 consecutive lives, and then we will have an in-person events at the Ferrum Innovation Center to welcome you all and have some chit-chat gathering.
Yeah, maybe we can have some biscuits. That's my favorite.
Yes, Anna, please.
Yeah, no, it's that I'm really looking forward to this. And the one thing that I think as a neurodivergent, because I also own my own business as well as work for Oxford Innovation, is that sometimes I need the confidence to feel like I think the support and confidence that we offer will help you sort of feel more confident in your business. If you've been through a lot of what us has been through, where maybe your confidence has been dented, hopefully these will give you the key skills, won't they? They'll give people the key skills to feel like they're really confident going forward and can make a good success of their business.
Yes, because when neurodivergent people, if they need a specific support, they hesitate to go and ask for support. And I have seen there isn't that many support network. There are various initiatives locally. I have seen groups working together to support individuals, but those support groups are not, I would say, totally not into business. Like, okay, adding values, adding knowledges, and as well as supporting them mentally and leading them to growth. I have seen businesses or local groups, they're doing well, they're doing great, but we wanted to do over the top, as we say, over the top, like something different, and that will raise awareness, and as well as that will contribute to grow individual businesses, because ND Business Club is a club where we can have people, they can express themselves, they can open, and as well as grow their relations. So we have our guest speaker with us. So we're going
Is
to be
he back with us
introducing you.
now?
Yes. So we're going to be
Fantastic.
introducing to our guest speaker. So today, as I said, this is our first initiatives, and we will have our guest speaker, Michael Stan. So hello, Michael. Thank you very much for joining and sorting out your technology. Michael, we worked together now more than nearly a year, and Michael is very special, and he is expert in finance, and he's developing his app. And today, we will learn from him how we can assess or value a startup or company. What's the secret of valuation of individuals? So, Michael, thank you very much for joining today's webinar. Can you hear me?
Thank you, Jacques, for having me again. I can. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can you hear me? Should be fine.
Yes. So, Michael, we have Anna Brevington, as you know, as my co-host, and I'm Dr. Shah Siddiqui. And I think, do you want to share your screen, or if you could introduce yourself to the audience, that would be great. And then what you will contribute today to our audiences, we can straight jump into that, because we spend quite a bit of time talking about what we can do and what we bring because of the technology hurdle today. So if you could introduce yourself to the guest.
Yeah, let me quickly tell you who I am and why am I here. So I've been in the financial industry for right now over 10 years, from financial advisory roles to accountancy and bookkeepers. I also run my own business that failed in the past because of lack of financial skills. That led me to becoming an accountant later on, because I was so angry and didn't want to make the same mistakes again. And so at this point in time in my life, I'm building the software to help people like myself 10 years ago, who doesn't have financial skills, so they can actually have the point in their business sorted. So they don't have to worry about the finances. They don't have to spend, huge amounts of money to sort their finances. They can do that very easily, step by step, using our software. And what's the most important about this is that the software is completely for free. You can use it without spending any money on paid features. But for the general public, for most of the people, those features that are free are more than that they need it, really. And so what I would like to share with you guys today is how to prepare yourself, how to really see whether your business is valuable and how much value your business in this time. So there are a few steps that every single entrepreneur should do before even starting the business. Not when you're running the business, you have certain numbers, but before running any kinds of business and when you're starting any kinds of business, in my opinion, you should really think finances first to figure out whether the business makes sense. Whether the business makes sense or not. Whether you're gonna waste your time on building something that at the end of the day won't bring it to you. And so what I would like to show you is that how you can very easily assess those kind of things at the very early stages. And I don't know if you, am I sharing my screen at the moment?
Your screen is not shared. It's just it is. So shall I bring your screen live? I am doing that now. So you can see the screen. Yes.
So what I'm showing you here is so what am I showing you here at the moment? I've built it's a software when it's already have certain data input in, just to save us time today. But what the software will tell you how many services will you sell, what's your operating costs, even without having that, you can assess all of certain costs. You can sales, now operation. We guide you step by step through the process. You whether that business is profitable or profitable maybe. We can also show you certain things like how long you have in your bank account at the
Oh.
I think we have lost Michael again. It's such a shame. When we work online, it can happen. It didn't happen previously while I was working with him, but that's okay. We can continue our conversation, Anna. When he's back, we will again add him to the stage, or maybe we can rearrange the station for the audiences to the next one or future events. So we were talking about our superpower. So as I said, yes, I'm very organized when I work with people, and people say that it is too much, but I think that if I do not organize myself with the extent that what I like and how I organize myself, I cannot go. I will stop. Like I will be like this, that okay, I cannot move from there, because if I am not organized, it will give me the goosebump. Okay, what about you?
Do you know what? It's funny because do you remember I said to you recently, I loved how organized you are, because I'm not organized at all. So my area that I really specialize in is much more. There's a saying, you can't read the label from inside the jar, which is like, you can't always see the outside of your business from where you are. But my superpower is sort of coming in and seeing the outside and the market. I'm really good at things like, I'm really nosy. So I love things like research and understanding markets. I read a lot of emails and get a lot of reports. And I like to think I'm a very big picture thinker. I can sort of put the dots together of, what's happening economically, what's happening in industries, and sort of see this overarching bit, which is why I tend to do a lot of sort of business and marketing strategy, because it's that overarching picture of everything. And so that's where I sort of really, it's in the curiosity and the understanding. I want to understand everything. And I feel like it's a bit, I don't know if you watch Doctor Who, where he says he has all of space and time in his head. I feel like I'm like that. I need to know everything. I want to know everything. But my downfall is I get all this information and then I struggle sometimes I'm not very good at writing big, long documents, although I can. So although I can communicate it, internally, it's painful for me, if that makes any sense. So, I've got to the stage where I can kind of overcome some of the areas that I'm uncomfortable with and do them. But at the same time, I find that really uncomfortable. So what I tend to do is, my preference is coaching people and talking through all these things and taking them step by step. That way I don't have to write 150-page competitor analysis documents. So, it's understanding your strengths, isn't it? And then working with them.
I think that's the core thing for any new division, that if you understand your positiveness, if you understand your strength, if you understand your weaknesses, then you can form you differently. Because I think when I work with individual new divergent businesses or the new divergent person, it's the thing that some of them, or most of them, I would say, they don't understand their weaknesses, or they don't understand properly their strength. They might hesitate, okay, that's my strength, but is it my strength? Or yes, I have lots of weaknesses, but how can I resolve those things? Because people usually most of the trainer and other people, they will say, okay, you need to improve your weakness. But when I work with people, I say, no, I don't worry about your weaknesses, because I worry about your strength. So you can, if your one thing is your strength, or maybe three things is your strength, so why don't you work on improving those strengths to the next levels, and you don't worry about weaknesses. And that will steer people to self-trust, self-belief, and to be successful the way I did. You probably, I shared that story with you. I'm not sure that if I did, that I was very introverted. So I used to hid under sofa, beds, under my mom, and I wasn't a people person at all. And that was really difficult in my childhood. But my mother used to say, Michael is again joining. So my mother used to say, do the right thing, do the things that you like and love. That will transform your lives. Don't think about those things that you cannot do. That transformed my lives. So Michael, you are again here. We're going to add you to the stage again. Just give me a second. So we are having technical difficulties. So Michael is again here. Your camera is on, and we're going to be turning on your screen. So we will straight jump to the conversation, and your screen is just showing up. So Michael, we will stop now. It's your turn.
Sure.
Yes, you can continue the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, I that I internet provider, it's fair. Yeah, so saying that we put the amount of before you can put you have on your bank.
I think there is
Show you what that money will last.
I think there is a little bit synchronization problem. I think, Anand, are you saying the same?
Yeah.
Need the
Michael, there is a lagging. There is a lag behind your voice, so we cannot hear you properly. Hello, Michael. He's off again. So I think as that's okay, because you know it can happen, and you know that there's another things that I can refer it. When something happens like this, when you are doing a live or something like that, I used to have, yeah, okay, on my childhood I had different things. I was panicked and different way. When I was solving those issues, I had the brain tumor operation, and then I became short memory. So that was another issue that I have to struggle, and I have to learn myself, the neuroplasticity, as we discussed. That when I knew that, okay, I have short memory, I was panicking. So I was going to present on educational purposes and all of other things, and I panicked, and that gave me another struggle and challenge. So I love to have challenge. So if someone said that you cannot do it, I will tell them maybe, but I can try. So that's my stake. That okay, maybe I cannot do it, but can I try? So that's my challenge. That okay, I can do it. So then my master's and my graduation presentation wasn't good. So I achieved highest mark in everything, but presentation I achieved just the pass mark. And that gave me goosebumps, like, okay, I'm so bad. So how can I improve it? 5 years, I trained myself, and now I'm presenting. I'm co-hosting with you. So these are the things that we wanted to share, that, okay, you might have something that you are not good at. But if you challenge yourself, you can become successful with those things.
It's exactly what Michael said, wasn't it? He said that he was really bad with finances, and then he became an accountant because he was so annoyed that he wanted to become better at what he wanted to do. And it's really interesting because I work with a lot of entrepreneurs that have neurodivergent, and they tend to they sort of have this area that they like working in. It's their comfort zone, sort of, and it might be an engineering or tech thing that they find really, really comfortable. And then there's this sort of area, a bit like the finances, the marketing, the valuation, a lot of the stuff we're going to cover, in our episodes, and that they really struggle with. And they do, someone, I was doing a talk earlier at the Innovation Centre, and someone said, I've got a very engineering brain and I struggle to get out of it to sort of think about all these, these areas that I might need to sort of learn and train up in. And it can be very easy to, like I said, to sort of give up and just say, oh, actually, I can't do this, my brain's difficult. But like yourself, you can train and you can learn things to become better at different areas. I keep going to productivity sessions to help me become better, more productive. And it's interesting actually, because one of the biggest things we get asked for here is similar to sort of what Michael's talking about, is people. A lot of people struggle with the finance and the numbers side of things, and particularly a lot of the entrepreneurs that have their heads in their tech or in their engineering. And so it's something that we're trying to do more here, and it's great to have Michael helping people forecast and have tools to help, because even if it's something that you struggle with, you don't have to become expert at it. If you find a really good tool that can help you, like that, we talk about that support, isn't it? If we find a really good tool that can help us. So, I've been trying to find tools that help me with productivity and organization. And, his tool is around helping you find the value of your company. If we can find support and ways to work, we can work with our brains and like you said, our strengths, and get the support in the areas that we're not so, we find a bit more difficult. So it's really good just trying to work out what I think the important thing is, taking a step back and really, like you said, what am I good at? What am I really good at? I mean, I was only, I've only known that I've had ADHD for about 1.5 years, 2 years. So for me, it was very late, and I've had to reevaluate my entire life. What is it I'm actually good at? What is me? And what have I been masking and forcing myself to do over the years? I imagine a lot of our, the people listening have probably got similar stories. What is it that is me? What am I really strong at? And I'm finally starting to realize that it's, this big picture thinking, and it's been frustrating when I've been in roles and people want me to just work, just like you said, work on your weaknesses, but this is my strength. I want to do this. Do you think it has anything to having not enough people in businesses a lot of the time as well? So people expect you to be multifaceted and cover a lot of areas. So if you have strengths and weaknesses, you're often working with your weaknesses at the same time.
As I give my prioritize what I do. So I will. We just had a message from Mohammed Mahbub. So he said that it's an insightful session going on. Thanks, Anna Bromington and Michael Stant and Dr. Shah Siddiqui. Thank you very much, Mohammed. We had several questions for Michael, but as for the technical difficulties, we cannot ask this question to Michael. So I would ask all the audiences, all the viewers, if you have any question to Anna and me, please feel free to ask them, and we will try to answer your questions. And as Anna said, that this business club is for neurodivergent people. They are really into business. They wanted to engage and excel their knowledge to different levels. And with the question that you asked me, it was like, with me, I cater for the strength I have. So when I'm master, so then what I did, I challenged myself to uplift the other things that I'm not good at. So I would what it would be better when you are master with your strength, then people know that you are very good at these things. And then if you have a task, you can challenge yourself. Okay, I'm very good at that. How can I train my neuroplasticity to be maybe average on other things? And that will make you excellent. That will make you, I think, extraordinary.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And you know, do you know what? I went to a coach once, and she made me put down, you know, a list, literally listed my strengths and weaknesses, because I think sometimes, you know, this is one of my favorite things. My session that I did earlier was on market research and competitor analysis in the center. And I love things like charts and diagrams. So like SWOT analysis, PESTLE analysis and things like that. And I did a SWOT analysis on myself. So, which was fantastic, looking at my strengths, my weaknesses, you know, the opportunities I have and the threats, you know, to my success. And, you know, I highly recommend it because it gets you to really think, you know, it's a thinking piece, and it gets you to think about, you know, what are my strengths? What can I really play on? Like you said, and then I've got some weaknesses, but, you know, I'll build my strengths up. I'll look at my weaknesses, and, you know, and you'll find that you've got this sort of whole picture of yourself, and you have to be very honest with yourself as well, because sometimes it's hard to admit that you're not good at something, or that it's just, you know, you find it difficult, and that can be quite denting for your ego. So I don't know about you, Dr. Shah, but you're like, oh yeah, I'm not good at that. I hate to admit it, but I'm not very good at it. My nemesis is Michael's area. It's the finances and my poor accountant. You know, she has her work cut out for her, because I do my finances 2 days before they're due in and things like that. I wish I was more like you, Dr. Shah, with your organisation.
Yeah, I agree with you, Anna, because, you know, people, they don't admit that they have some gaps. That if you are successful, and if you have super strength in some of the things, you don't admit that you have some gaps. And as a human being, I think that's a normal. But what I do for myself, as you did, a similar way, strength, weaknesses, opportunity, threats, and other things. So if you wanted to be successful, like Anna, and as well as like me, you need to know your strength, weaknesses, and then you can, even if it's a safeguarding issue, you will know that, okay, people will maybe attack me for those things that I'm not good at. So you can safeguard yourself better if you know those things. Otherwise, it's difficult, isn't it? Because if you don't know if you don't agree that you have weaknesses, then you cannot learn. You cannot fix them.
Yeah, and you can't adapt. You know, the environment can't adapt to you either. You know, I was talking to someone the other day, and he has a lot of engineers, and he has a software company, and we were talking about he's worked out recently that they love Messenger to communicate with each other, and they're really, really comfortable with it, and they struggle in person, and they struggle to talk on the phone, but they love Messenger. So he said, well, that's really interesting. Now that I know their weaknesses, and that they're really good on Messenger, and I think it was Slack that he was using. Actually, it was a messaging service. He said, well, now we've changed the way we communicate, because we've actually found where they're struggling, and at the same time he's changed the way that they're communicating, and they've got, I think it's Slack, and they can message each other. But what he's also doing is giving them some training on communicating with people in person, on the phone, so that he's made the environment more comfortable so they can get on with day-to-day work. But he's also pushing them to challenge them to do the things that they have the weaknesses in, to bring them, like you said, up to average, so that they feel more confident, because they're amazing. Technically, they're fabulous, but they need communication, because in work you need to tell people what you're doing and you need to understand instructions. So it's if you understand these weaknesses, you can work around it, and I've got a post-it note board behind me which has got all my tasks and priorities. I know that I have the memory of this, my memory of a goldfish. It's absolutely awful. So I write things down, I do post-it notes, and I had to go and get donuts the other day for the centre, because we're having a donut morning. I put the reminder on my phone. I put it in my work calendar. I put it in my personal calendar. I told people to remind me before I left for the day to pick up donuts for the next day. If you know your weaknesses, you can work with them to be able to not sort of, for me, it's to not forget things. So, and then that way you feel like you're more productive and you don't get angry at yourself, because I get really quite mad at myself for forgetting things. So if I get this sort of, if I help those areas, I don't feel, the imposter syndrome coming in, or that I'm feeling bad because one of my weaknesses has slipped down. So it's really good to understand those from a positive point of view as well.
I agree with you, because it's hard to accept your what you are not good at, and you cannot bring those skills if you don't accept that you have problems and you have gaps, and if you don't nurture those things, your neuroplasticity will not grow, because research shows that if you wanted to grow your neuroplasticity, it doesn't matter if you're a neurotypical person or you're a neurodivergent person, you need to work through with those things. So I was talking to one of the physiologists for the Paralympic team of Team GB, and he was saying the same thing, that they usually were trying to uplift all the gaps they had, not considering their strength. So when he joined that team, what he did, he uplift and make them stronger and more stronger with their strength. Then gradually, all those things they are not capable of, gradually that improved, and that improved. So I think that's the way, because I'm a guinea pig of myself. So I knew that if I can, if I wanted to change myself, I have some strong things, some achievements, and I know that is my power. And then I will also consider to do those things that people will point at me. Okay, you are not good at this, you are not good at that, you are not good at that. So training myself and increase my neuroplasticity to go beyond my capacity.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering whether I need to do an accounting course now. I think it sounds a good idea from Michael, because that's one of the areas I struggle with. So it's or maybe I'll just use his software and do the valuations. I'm always learning, actually, lifelong learning. I'm a big believer in it. Of continually progressing and working on yourself. And I always say that I don't want to stop baking until I'm dead. Otherwise, I'll end up a moldy cake on the shelf. So that's how I try to motivate myself to keep learning.
I express the same thing, because when I people and work with businesses and neurodivergent people, I tell them one thing, that if your brain is disabled, you stop learning, you stop things. Or if you are dead, you stop learning, you stop things. But until then, every single seconds, every single minutes of your time, you will learn something. You cannot stop learning things, because this is the characteristics of human. It evolves with time. So you have to be positive for learning new things, one thing. And if you don't like something, that this is not my subject and I don't want to do it, that's okay. But you can try. If sometimes you maybe become pro, even though you can like things, because what I have seen throughout my life, these 40 plus years, that I touched different touch points, and my preferences as well changed. So I'm liking now film. On my childhood, I liked science, and then I transformed it to film marketing. I like those things. And one occasion, I said, okay, I don't like it. I tried another things, software, technology, AI. Now I like different things. So all of those things, my preferences changed through my growth, through my developments, and through society, and as well as relocation is another thing. So it will change. So if we are very much headstrong that, okay, I don't want to do anything, I cannot do it, then there isn't any growth.
Yeah, no, that's very true. It's a really good point, because you know, we do change as people. You know, when I was a teenager, I used to like Take That and boy bands, and you know, and my brain's changed and grown as I've got older. And you know, it's just you're 100% right, because I've had several different sort of careers. You know, I started life as a programmer, and I did a degree in computing, and then I moved more into account and project management, and through that into sort of digital and marketing, and I did some PR for a while as well, sort of a natural progression to that, and then sort of went back towards marketing. But I also was a professional photographer part-time for several years as well, doing wedding photographer. You know, but as you know, as I've grown and I've changed, my probably my strengths and weaknesses have changed, me as a person's changed. So I 100% agree with you, and that's a really good way to look at it.
I think yes. I didn't mention that I bought my first SLR cameras when I was in school levels, and I was doing a job. To support my sisters to work and build their first house, and then they paid me at that point. I think it was 97, 10,000 Bangladeshi taka for my wages, and I bought my first camera that time. So as I said, that in different stage, everyone's the situation will be, things will change, and you adopt those things within your circumstances. Like then, as you said, you are successful, and I am in a stage. I struggled, but as I said, but I'm successful. So supporting people now to get them to the next level. So to the audience, we are just talking for 1 hour. I think Michael is not joining anymore because he is having his technology problems. And Anna, if you wanted to add anything to the audiences, because they are waiting a long time and listening to us.
Thank you for listening to us. No, it's really good. I hope that people will come back for the other, you know, the next sessions, and you know, comment, you know, even if you're watching this after the live and you know, you're watching a replay, please do comment, because I'll come and check the comments, because I want to offer as much support as possible. You know, from two neurodivergent people, we know what it's like in business and, you know, running our own businesses, and any questions or any, you know, or if you've just got any comments and just want a conversation, you know, don't stop yourself from asking them. Please join in, and you know, we can get back and answer those questions. And you know, I imagine Michael, if he can get on LinkedIn later and there's any questions, I know there's a couple from the audience, then he can maybe come on and answer a couple as well. So you know, I would say just don't be scared to say what you want and be who you are, and join in, because that's, you know, that's what we're about here, isn't it?
Yes. So to all the audiences, you are the heart of our program, because without audience, without viewer and listener, we are nowhere. So we need your support, and the Business Club, we need your support, and we will try our best to accommodate you. If you wanted to have information or support in technology, both of us, I think our work and our choices and preferences overlap each other, because all the touch points that I worked on Anna is a master over there as well. So we are two master, and we can enrich your business. We can enrich your personal development to the next levels. So if you and you know, Anna, these are positive things that people used to say, okay, you are doing a lot of different things, that what you are good at. And I told them individually that I am good at what I'm doing at that right moment. So if I'm doing now AI, I'm very good at AI. So I don't concentrate anything else, because I can switch off all my channels when I'm doing one thing. So if you're asking me what I'm good at now, I'm doing AI, I'm good at AI. And if when I'm doing marketing, if you ask me what I'm good at, other channels is switched off. I'm good at marketing, good at business development, good at other things. So neurodivergent people, and I give this example to the most of the people, that we have 10 arms, and with these 10 arms, we have wealth, we have knowledge, we have a lot of individual things, and we are good at in every individual things.
Yeah. 100% agree. The explanation really resonated with me, because I'm the same. Like when I was programming, I'm good at programming, and now I'm good at marketing. Now I'm good at coaching. So I'm exactly the same. I love it.
We have one message from Patrick James. Thank you, Patrick, for your message. So he just said, thanks for the presentation. It was very interesting and helpful, Patrick. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, so we want you to join our next episode of ND Business Club on next month, the second week, second Thursday of each calendar month. We're going to bring a new guest speaker, as well as we will talk. As you know, that we are master of many things, and we will contribute to those things. If you wanted to be a master, feel free to join us, because there isn't any limitation of your expectation. You can grow and you can transform. And if you don't grow and transform, our future generation, they cannot grow, they cannot transform, because it's you that will give them the ladder, isn't it, Anna?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, we're counting on you.
So we are nearly end of our session. So we just another couple of minutes, we will talk about it. So if you have any question, feel free to ask us. And we have many questions from the audiences, Salahuddin, Noushin, Muhammad, and all other people that have joined today our live webinar. Please continue this conversation throughout next month. Until next month, to our next episode, we are bringing some good things together, and we will let you know, and you will be benefited if you follow us, and as well as if you support us, because we will bring you those things that will specifically grow your knowledge, as well as give you some strict solution for your problems.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm looking forward to learning some things myself as well, because I love learning. So particularly if we can get Michael back and I can learn how to value businesses, that sounds fantastic.
It is, because I'm also very weak when I think about money. I don't value money that much. But you know that when you do business, you need to learn these tactics, because you need to know your outgoings, and you need to manage how you well you can organize. And I always failed over there, but now I'm learning. I'm improving my data skills, because I think all other skills that I have currently, they reached the highest levels. So now I need to learn money matters. So, and we will also discuss money matters to the audiences, because I think nearly most of neurodivergent people, they are very weak on understanding the value of money. And for you, Anna, is the same. For me, as the same. And for Michael, it was the same. And I think we can support each other. we can have knowledge from Michael.
Fantastic.
So we're just nearly end of our session. So Anna, any closing remarks?
No, I just want to thank everyone for coming along. It's always nerve-wracking, particularly when you have a tech fail on the first one, isn't it? So this is my second tech fail of the day, actually. I did a talk earlier and it kept disconnecting from the screen. So I feel like it's a day for it. But I'm really thankful, for people who are sticking with us, and hope they've enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, and thank you from me as well. So we will welcome you for the second week next month, and bring a new guest, or we will talk about, I think we have many things that we can talk about with our expertise and as well as excellence. So thank you all the viewers, and we will welcome you next week. Until then, please support our channel, and thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.